Hey y'all, thank you for clicking on my channel, visiting my channel, clicking on the video for this message here. I'm gonna jump right into it because it's a little late for myself, but I've had so much energy today and I stayed at work late. I worked longer hours. I literally have more energy than usual. Um, First things first, I'm gonna let y'all know what the moon phase is. Because usually when I have energy like this, I'm gonna tell y'all I don't know what the moon phase is for tonight. I don't know what sign the moon is in, but I'm guessing if it's not Gemini, it's a fire sign. Because fire signs be having me amped with the moon. But let me see. Yep, moon is in Sagittarius. There it is. Literally. I just checked. The moon is in Sagittarius tonight. And I guess I'm assuming it's been in Sagittarius today, even earlier. And I've had so much energy, like for real. So before I jump into the cards that I have on the table already, I want to let you know the song. Um, I want to do this thing where my readings open up with a song because I really do like. I love music. Um, and I get messages through music. So the song though that is coming through for this reading is Hero by Life Jennings. And I did listen to it as I was shuffling because I haven't listened to that song in so long. But what happened was I was listening to somebody else's reading and then they mentioned something about Superman. And then I remembered that this morning when I was driving to work and I was like doing my praying, what came through because I was processing some feelings and thoughts that I was having, and what had come through, I had said something like about a vengeance, and I meant to say vengeance, but of course that reminded me of Avengers, because that's where I got it from, Avengers. But like the concept of vengeance is mine, says the Lord, right? So that was this morning. And I've been seeing some ads for Supergirl. Um, yep, I've been seeing some ads for Supergirl and like trailers and stuff. So yeah, it's now this concept of like superhero. And so yeah, I was listening to somebody's reading tonight when I was just kind of starting to wind down at home. And that's the song that popped up in my head. And I was already trying to tap in for the message. So then I was like, let me listen to the song because I haven't listened to it in so long. I love this song, y'all. I love it. And it's been so long since I listened to it, I had forgotten the title because he has another song called Ghetto Superman. And I immediately went to that song and I was like, nope, that's not it. That's not what I'm hearing. And it's called Hero, actually. Um, so I want to start with some of the lyrics from that song because I love that song. And I was sitting here listening to it as I was shuffling and I was just jamming. I listened to it like 3 times or something. And the thing that I was remembering as I was singing it and listening to it, more so listening to it, I just remember that when I was younger, I remember wanting to be a superhero. I was like, if I could absolutely be anything in the world, it would be a superhero. And I would save people from being abused, especially the children, right? Being abused, um, you know, everything, all the things. I wanted to be a superhero. And you know what was coming through? Because I was like, yep, that's if I could absolutely be anything, I would want to be a superhero. And the thing that was coming through, y'all, oh my God, and I'm gonna probably cry. Because this was coming through as I'm listening to the song. And now it's coming through even stronger as I'm giving it voice. And what it is, oh my gosh, y'all. I'm probably gonna cry. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. I might cry. It's just that like I've been through so much spiritual warfare, and I know it was to make me into a spiritual warrior, which as a warrior, you know, as a great warrior, you have to know, how to fight. You have to learn and know the art of war. You have to practice at the art of war, you know. Um, you have to learn how to spot your enemies. You have to learn how to read manipulation. um, you have to you got to learn when it is time to retreat and when it is time to fight. You have to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. Um, and here's the thing, y'all. I used to fight some when I was younger, only because I had to. And I make it a thing to not, fight anymore in the physical. But what happened is, and I actually was thinking about this morning, as soon as I woke up, it came to my mind like I was made into a spiritual fighter, like a fighter in the spirit. Though I started out as a fighter in the world, like literally fighting. So now what's coming to me regarding this, like, oh, I always wanted to be a superhero. It's like something low key talking to me saying, but you are that superhero, and now it's time for you to become that superhero. So it's going from just spiritual warrior to a superhero, like spiritual. Just like you used to have to fight in the physical, but you're no longer having to fight in the physical, you're fighting in the spiritual. And now it's like an upgrade perhaps to superhero status in the spiritual. So, but then what does that mean? That means I assist others. I help to save others, right? And that's crazy because I did just have an experience where I was helping someone and I felt spiritually led to do so. I even have gotten confirmation with my cards to do so. And so I did. And this person was experiencing homelessness and now they have an apartment. They have a new home. And it had been like going on, I want to say, going on a year of them experiencing homelessness and having times throughout this almost past year where they were staying with other people and kept on ending up still having to get back into, paying for hotels and all this stuff. And then they came to stay with me and it wasn't long. It wasn't long. They wasn't even here for a whole month. And now they have an apartment. And I did feel like it was something where like I didn't have to do much more beyond just let them stay in my place. And now they have an apartment. And so that kind of like helps to save, right? Like help that kind of help that person. So anyway, going to the song, the lyrics, I love the song, y'all, so I might get to jamming a little bit, but like he says, Superman can't cook chicken like this. Wonder Woman can't. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just started going. No, he says, Superman can't cook chicken like this. And Wonder Woman can't French kiss. Aladdin only gave me one wish. Mm-mm. Spider-Man don't forgive me when I'm wrong. Batman don't look good in that thong. Catwoman don't keep me right. So he's talking very sexually, right? But that's very interesting though, because another thing I was thinking about was, he's talking sexually because he's talking about a woman that he loves, right? Because he even goes to say, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's an angel down here with no wings. It's a bird, it's a plane. Shorty, this the hero song. Everybody, you are my hero. You don't need a costume. Everybody knows your name, right? So, um, and he's like, you're the greatest hero, one kiss from your lips, all my troubles fly away. So he's talking about somebody that he loves, okay? So another thing that had come through y'all before I started shuffling, or maybe while I was shuffling, was like just kind of me thinking about my channel because I see like people are subscribing. So I'm like, okay, that's what's up. People are subscribing and listening and watching and stuff. And so then I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do with this? Because I've tried this before and then I gave up and stopped, started again, stopped. I don't want to keep doing that. I want to go keep going, but it's also like my nature is that of a lover, like for real, for real. But the thing is, I've ran into so much trouble because of because of that, but I can't get rid of my nature. Like that's literally my nature. Like water is wet. That's my nature. And so now I feel like even, especially also with me being single and also just to put it out there, like choosing to be celibate as well, to see how that works for me. And it seems to have been working very well for me. But I feel like, because I am like still a lover at heart and in my blood, and also in my astrology chart, my North Node is in my fifth house. Fifth house is the house of romance. Fifth house is the house of like pleasure and fun and youthfulness and children and um expression. And even they say for the fifth house, that's where the short term relationships, the because it's pleasure, right? But I'm not wanting to live a life of like just a series of short term relationships. I've had enough, okay? While looking for long term relationships, okay? But so me even choosing to be celibate, I feel like this is an opportunity with this channel for me to like channel my energy and and bring forth my romantic and loving energy for my channel with my channel. So I was also thinking like maybe of a different name, no lie, to like kind of really hone in on that romantic love like vibe and that sensual vibe and spirit that I have, because it's what I have. And I don't want to deny it. And I realize I don't have to be in a relationship in order to, have it, you know, working. And I like to use it at work sometimes, but then I have to be careful because people, you know, take to it wrongly. But yeah, I'm thinking honestly that that is what I need to do with my channel. So, um, kind of putting all that together, like being that superhero, but like a hero of love, a hero for love, and to still have that energy percolating and circulating in my life through my channel, through these readings and stuff. And so, because I was listening to some readers, and I remember somebody saying something like, "This is a love channel. This is a love channel." And I'm like, "Do I want to do a love channel? Like focus on love and like just kind of actually intentionally focus on love type of energy." And I think that could be just what I'm being called to do. And so I don't know. I feel like all this might come together. I know I'm speaking a lot on myself, and that is just something that is a feature of this channel. If you don't know, I am not objective for my readings. Okay, I'm very involved. Um, but there are people who I'm sure can relate. Um, you know, so yes, very much involved. This is not apart from myself. This involves me. It's just the only way I can do this. I can't do this if I'm not involved. All right. So now with the cards, and we'll see how all this wraps together. The Oracle card I already have out on the table is 32, the number 32, and it's the cave. I have never, ever, ever, ever seen this card before. Okay. I have had this deck for so long. Not that I use it all the time, and not that I know all the cards, but I do find it interesting. This is the first time I've seen this card. Oh, I just saw them eyes, and that scares me. So I picked up the card to look closer at the hands, and then I see two eyes peering through the darkness, and I did not see those eyes at first. And it shocked me, and they are very piercing eyes. Like, Wow. The Cave, 32. Very, very piercing and shocked me because I did not see those eyes, y'all. It scared me. The way that the picture looks on the card is actually kind of scary. So let me read what it says in this book about this, the cave. It says the keywords are the dark, the portal, the interior. The dark, the portal, the interior. Okay, now this is kind of reminding me of a dream I had. Let me see if I'm gonna feel more intuition to talk about that dream. Okay, it says those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat where no one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Wow. I think I'm gonna need to talk about this dream I had. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet, because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Wow, I love that. Yeah, I do. Let the cave teach you patience. Okay, the dark, the portal, the interior. So I'm tapping in now, y'all. And I'm tapping in to get a message of, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with this. This is gonna be a channel for the lovers. The lovers. And I'm gonna build on that. But yeah. So I'm getting that this reading is for a lover who is being made to enter their cave, okay? And spirit's so dope. Let me tell y'all. My spirit, my angels, my ancestors, they so dope. Because I did have a dream. And I had it sometime last year. And it was of a person who I once considered a lover of my own. Someone that I loved. And perhaps someone that I could still sometimes feel love for. But there's just a lot of damage that has made it to where I don't act on that love anymore. Um, but I did have a dream of this person last year. Literally, I had multiple dreams with this person last year, if not the year before, actually. And I did have a dream of seeing this person who I considered a lover. Um, he was going into a cave and he had a lantern or a light, some type of light, and the cave was dark. It was dark, and he was going in, y'all. Oh, goodness gracious. He was going into the cave, and this was probably like the second or third dream I had of him. And it was as if I was observing from elsewhere, and I, he was going into the cave. It was like as if he didn't see me. I don't know. Um, I just heard perhaps he was inspired by you to go into the cave. But see, I never really completely knew what that cave was. I will admit that I thought perhaps it's him entering his shadow work, to go do his shadow work. This was a person who I was thinking about as I was driving home tonight. I was thinking about something specifically he once told me when we first were getting to know each other. He told me that he he said I wasn't always a savage or it was something about, telling me a story of how he became um basically like as if he was naturally a lover, but then he decided to stop loving. Mm. Naturally a lover, but then he decided to stop loving. And that is literally what takes lovers out of the game, right? Like life will challenge you um to grow and strengthen your nature, grow into your nature, like grow within your nature, like evolve it, which evolve has the word love in it. Or you will, you'll evolve and grow, or I don't know, you'll shrink and wither away. So this person was someone that I did believe that I was drawn to because he was naturally made to be a lover, but then went through these, I mean, bad experiences. I don't know what his part, what part he played, but I know that as far as what was done to him, um, they were bad things. I agree. And I just remember him saying, like, I wasn't always a savage, or that's what made me a savage, or, and I remember kind of me thinking, oh, we're gonna nip this in the bud, you ain't gonna be no savage no more. And he was a savage with me. So that's why we don't talk no more. But now I'm wondering if now that dream is becoming relevant, perhaps now with this cave. Because it's crazy, y'all. These eyes, they looking at me like, ugh. Okay, okay, and the number is 32, which 3 and 2 is 5, and 5 is the number of change. Okay, so you go into the cave in order to be changed. All right, we are 22 minutes. I'm gonna have to speed this up. Okay, Three of Wands is the first tarot card that came out next to the Six of Swords reversed, followed by the Emperor. Okay, so this is about an emperor who is um going into the cave. The cave, what? So the oracle told us the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. And yeah, y'all, like literally, I remember when I first connected with that person, it was such a heart chakra situation. Like it came out of nowhere. And he was physically attractive to me as well. But there was some strong energy going on. And I just remember as we continue to get to know each other, continue to spend time with each other here and there, I just remember feeling in my spirit like he has a heart that has been like shut down, cut off, turned off, you know. But it was almost as if something in my spirit wouldn't leave me alone about the idea of his heart reawakening because I felt like he was born as a lover, born to be a lover, and had shut it down because of what he went through. So, Three of Wands, I'm getting a path. Six of Swords, reverse, and this Emperor. Um, okay, moving on, moving forward, not moving on. Okay, so definitely the Six of Swords reverse is giving me like this internal, right? Instead of actually moving forward and outward in a way, like leaving something behind, is more so an inner journey. I am getting that. Like this new path being that he is being initiated on to is taking him within. And it's a healing journey. Um, yeah, it's like an inner journey, inner healing. Mm. So when I'm looking at this Emperor card, right? When I'm looking and I'm Looking at the card next to the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords reverse, it's almost like I could feel the energy off of the Emperor card with this energy behind him. And I'm getting like, imagine a king that's heartbroken, or a king that is, but mind you, this is an emperor. So, um, this is a higher ranking king, um, a top level, ruler, um, who is, say, closed off to his own love within himself, and yet being called to go within himself for the sake of healing, for the sake of reawakening that love again, like literally a healing journey, but for someone who's already, in a sense, an emperor, somebody who's already a shaker, a mover, a power holder. You know what I mean? Like they're already up there. I just, okay, for perspective and analogy, consider Barack Obama. I don't know. Anybody higher? I don't know. Just Barack Obama, president, former president of America. Um, shit, any president. But I don't know, just to put an image to it. Barack Obama, who's, say, when he was president of the United States. It's like a big freaking deal. And say he goes on a journey to India, you know, to do some spiritual healing, awakening for himself, not others, right? For himself. Like, that's the image I'm getting. Like, someone in a position of power, someone who is just even meant to be in a position of power. But I'm getting like he got a throne that he sits on, but inside he is needing to um, tend to what's inside. Oh my goodness, y'all. The Empress is the next card that I just flipped over. And the Empress is coming out under this Three of Wands. And it's crazy because when I was seeing the Three of Wands, I did think like it's almost giving me like this Emperor looking out like towards I'm getting like motivation, like looking out towards the future that he wants. And he's gonna be doing this internal work because of somebody. And now the Empress is underneath this Three of Wands. And that did come to my mind and I just didn't say it. But yeah, why did it take me so long to realize it's the Empress next to the Empress after the Emperor? Literally, that just took a minute to snap. Like, oh, counterparts, right? But I literally was feeling that when I saw the Three of Wands. It's like, oh, that's his reasoning. So again, just like Jennings, right? It's like this Three of Wands. It's like he's looking out, saying, "It's a bird, it's a plane." He's talking about his empress. It's an angel down here with no wings. It's a bird, it's a plane. Shorty, this a hero song. Everybody, you are my hero. So then this empress becomes this emperor's hero by being this light that leads him into this cave within himself where he needs to provide attention to. The next card flipped over is the Four of Cups. Sorry, Six of Cups reversed under the Six of Swords. So the number six makes me consider the past. Um, there it is, reverse living in the past. So, but it's reversed. So again, it's like this person, this emperor starting this path, beginning this path of healing, um, by focusing on his inner self, but for the sake of this empress, like that's crazy. And in that way, this empress is showing up as this superhero for this emperor by being a guiding light, right? Or being that motivation. Um, that's so crazy and beautiful because it's like somebody can go, it's like hearing the story of a story that goes like this, like a dude giving an interview being like, yeah, man, like I, I was living like this and like that and just doing whatever, being reckless, you know, spending all my money, not really like, it wasn't much about the world that I valued. It wasn't much about my life that I valued. I mean, I had kids, but, there wasn't much more beyond that I valued. And then I met this woman and something changed. 32, 5 energy. Something changed and I met her and then I lost her and I wanted her back. And I realized she wasn't really coming back and she was a light and so I wanted to be a light like her as well. And I figured maybe, you know, then we could become more alike and attract. I don't know, something like that. I'm just trying to tap into his head. But yeah, it's like somebody ended up finding a reason to live for real. Um, Perhaps give up certain things that were slowly but surely chipping away at their life. Somebody gaining a new reason to live and live thoroughly, which means healing internally. So we got the Four of Cups reversed. So I get in somebody as soon as I looked at that, I just heard like I don't want to cry no more. I don't want to be lonely no more. I don't want to be longing anymore. Um, I'm ready to do the work. I'm doing the work. I am doing the work. I just feel like that is sticking out for me to like focus on present tense. I am doing the work. It's like this person, this emperor character screaming out like I am doing the work. I am doing the work. Or even just deciding. Because that's what makes an emperor, right? Like you're making decisions. You are handling business, right? Like you are clarifying, you are setting things straight, you are governing, you're ruling, you're overseeing. But see, this is more of a story of an emperor and about himself, about him and his inner self versus him and the empire that he oversees. Because again, like I said, it's like the president of the United States going on a spiritual journey, but it's for him. It's not for other people. It's for him. But then it's like, now in this story, it's like, but what's the reason? What's the reason? I just heard Jesus is the reason for the season. What's the reason? I just saw 33:55 on the clock. Okay, y'all. Three of Pentacles. When I looked at the card, I heard desire. I heard desire to work with you is what came to my mind when I looked at the card. And it's below the Empress, which is also the three, the third card of the major arcana. And now below, oh, that's three threes in a row, y'all. I just noticed that. That whole first column, the three of wands, the Empress, which is three, and the three of pentacles. I just get this man is so focused on this woman. Like, that's his baby. That's his lover. And again, like love, Like, this is the one that's in love. And yeah, I'm getting with this Three of Pentacles below the Empress. It's like I'm hearing, oh, look, I see a star on the card that is not on a pentacle. So it's like one pentacle short of the Four Pentacles. And it's like that fourth pinnacle of like stability and um a foundation. It's like he's trying to let her know, like, I want to work with you for this to have that foundation. Like, you're that one missing pentacle. He wants to work with her. I want to work with you. And I see on the Three of Pentacles, there's the sun and the moon. It's like you're my sun and I'm your moon, or you're my moon and I'm your sun. I want to be in the skies with you. Wasn't there something about the sun that I read? I'm looking in the book now. It says, can be because we busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Now that's interesting as well. I thought I read something about the sun. That's interesting as well because I did have another dream also about that person where his face was showing up behind the number 18, and the 18 is the moon card in the tarot, which represents nighttime. It represents more than nighttime, but the moon comes out at night. Boop, boop, boop. But that is very interesting. The three, and three. Three of Wands, the Empress, which is number three, and the Three of Pentacles. This man wants to work. Is it work with his Empress? Work for his Empress? Hmm. You don't need a costume. Everybody knows your name. You don't need a costume. Everybody, so just as you are, like you're natural superstar. Maybe a superstar. Nine of Wands. Again, this moon and the sun. The moon and the sun. That's the main thing that sticks out to me right now. The moon and the sun together, like in alignment. Um, Nine of Wands. Let's flip over the last King of Swords. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, because Nine of Wands came out, the first thing I did think was some communication. Now I'm hearing in my mind some divine communication because the number nine, I guess, I'm not a pro, but the Nine of Wands, I am getting like some significant communication. But I am getting like divine, like in the cosmos, like maybe in the dreams. Like I told y'all, I was having dreams of this person who I have considered to be a King of Swords. Oftentimes a King of Swords reversed. But that is the final card that has come out here. Um, whew, shoot. But he's coming out as a King of Swords upright. It's a King of Swords upright. And you know what's standing out to me about this King of Swords upright is the sun is above his throne and it's big and it's shining and ain't no missing it. Ain't no missing that sun. That is clarity. So like I said, with this Three of Pentacles coming out and me hearing this Emperor in my head say, I want to work with you. I want to work for you. Not like employed by you, but work in order to get you and work alongside you, with you, Empress, Emperor, as equals. This King of Swords upright with this Nine of Wands next to it, I'm just getting this, y'all. I'm getting some very, very heavy, life-changing, soul rocking communication. And you know what else is coming out or standing out to me? This fucking 32, the cave card, oracle card that I read in the beginning. The eyes. When I told y'all it was the eyes are piercing out off of this card, like to me it feels personal. Like feel like somebody is really looking at me through these cards, bro, like through this card. But it's just intense, right? So now I'm getting with that being at the start and now at the end, this King of Swords next to this Nine of Wands. This is some intense communication. Oh, some intense communication, but also I'm getting some intense work. But no, also King of Swords because he's communicating something. So yes, I'm getting some intense communication um to this empress um for the sake of his internal healing because he's going into the cave, y'all. He's going into the cave. He is going into the cave, starting an inner observance, reflection, self-reflection, self-work, self-love, self-focused journey and work for the sake of healing. And yes, his motivation is his empress. He's not shy about that. His motivation is whom in his head and in his look 9:36 on the clock. Whom in his head is his woman. And this is an emperor who nobody can tell him different, right? Like nobody can tell him different. Um, nobody can tell him different. But I'm just getting somebody who's about to put in that work, but not necessarily to this empress, like at her, going at her, coming at her with this, but going within. And yeah, with this energy also of I don't want to be longing for her anymore. I want to work with her. I want to work for her. I want to um, join hands with her and create our foundation. And in order to do that, I know I have to start with me first and enter my own cave and basically reignite my heart chakra. That's where he's at with this. So, y'all, this is a long recording video message already. I have to stop it. Um, Stop it. I have to stop it. But I'm getting that this is a very magical energy overall because it is 333 situation. I love that. Thank you, Spirit. That's dope as hell. And I'm also getting some alignment happening with Sun and Moon. And I'm getting that that is because of the work that this King of Swords Emperor is putting in. Um, there's work being put in. There is work being put in for the sake of change because of this Empress that he met who has motivated him to look within, to not be scared no more, and to begin his work. So I don't know, y'all. Moving forward from this reading, I believe we might get more information, perhaps maybe about this emperor and this empress, perhaps about this emperor and his journey and where I would love to see, like, well, what is he uncovering up in that cave, right? I'd love to see it. So, um, stay tuned for the next one. Should be sometime this week. Um, it just felt like this just had to come out. I had to do this because this is totally beyond my bedtime. Okay, this is totally beyond my bedtime, but I had to do it. So I loved it, and you know, don't be surprised if I change my name for my channel because I got some ideas flowing through. But yeah, thank you for listening to this message. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.